What is going on? This is Cody, and you are tuned to B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest Studios. I've got Maya here, and I've also got a very special guest for another special edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. Maya, who's on the phone with us today?
Krysta Rodriguez.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We are doing so good. Maya, take it away, girl.
Okay, so my first question for you is who or what inspired you to start singing and acting?
Oh, wow. Well, the first time I knew I wanted to perform, even though I wasn't really sure what that meant, was when I was 5 years old. I got to see a production of Annie, the musical, in my hometown, and I just wanted to be just like that little girl. And she had a dog, and she was singing alone on the stage, and I just thought, well, whatever that is, I want to do that. And then from that point on, it was just sort of figuring out where that kind of lofty dream fit in the reality of moving forward as a performer.
Oh, cool. So you were in the Broadway cast of Spring Awakening, and I'm obsessed with the soundtrack. I have it playing all the time.
Amazing.
And she talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
So what was that experience like?
It was incredible. You know, I had a feeling about that show. I had seen it off Broadway right before it had moved to Broadway, and I was blown away by it and obsessed with it myself. I was like shaking. I called my mom on the way home and I said, this show is moving to Broadway and I know they're going to need understudies and I'm going to be in it. And she was like, okay, sure. I'm like, no, seriously, like I'm going to be in it. And so I worked really hard and I had to audition a lot and I had to get an audition at all was hard. I just every day called my agents who are responsible for getting me jobs. I just called them every day. I need an audition for this every day. And they're like, okay, calm down. And, you know, everyone was like telling me to calm down and I just could not be calm. So I worked really hard and I got the job, which was, you know, kind of an unrealistic goal to have, but I worked so hard to get it. And so I knew how special it was when I had the job and I cherished every minute of it. And I knew how special the show was, but we weren't sure if other people would get it because it's, you know, it was a kind of a new way to do a musical with pop music, rock music in 1890, you know, Germany. It was just sort of like an odd combination, and we weren't sure if people would get it. And that was the scariest part, like wondering if people would love the show as much as we did, and they did. And I've gotten to do it twice. I also was in the revival that was on Broadway a few years ago, too. So it's one of the most special shows of my career and life.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song from Spring Awakening?
That you can share the title with us here at Children's Hospital.
Yes, exactly.
You can edit
absolutely.
it. We know how that goes.
Okay. No. My favorite song is Blue Wind, Don't Do Sadness, which is a duet between Ilsa and Moritz, who Ilsa was a role that I understudied in the first production, and then the role that I got to play myself in the revival. And I just love that song. It's so beautiful and sad but hopeful, and I love it. It's so amazing.
Oh, cool. So
What's your favorite song?
It starts with Totally.
Okay, great. Got it.
I interviewed Skylar Aston a little while ago, and we had to censor ourselves when talking about the musical. So I thought I was like, that was the most entertaining part of the interview, because if you haven't seen or if you don't know the music, then nobody else had any idea what we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've starred in so many theater productions, and you worked with so many cool people, including Zachary Levi and Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part of live theater?
Oh, wow. I mean, the audience and feeding off an audience, there's just nothing like it. And I think, it's a lot like when I had that experience seeing Annie. It's just, I feel like, we as an audience and we as performers sort of enter into this space together and agree to give each other the time and the attention to tell a story and hear a story. And I just think there's something really sacred about that. And I take that really seriously, sort of entering into that agreement with the audience. And, you can have great experiences on television. I've done that as well, and build families and all of that. But you have to wait to see what people think about the show or how they're reacting. And in live theater, you get to do it right then and calibrate how you're performing to sort of suit that different audience every night. And it's cool and it's hard and it's, the challenge of the theater, but it's what's worth it.
Oh, cool. What is your favorite Broadway show?
Oh, Cabaret. Cabaret, the musical. I want to play Sally Bowles in Cabaret one day.
Ooh, I love that one. That's my favorite too, actually.
Isn't it so good?
So good.
Okay, so I have to admit, I've heard of that, but I haven't, I don't actually know what it's about. So, but I remember there was a movie a couple years ago called Love, Simon, and the theater department in the movie was putting on that musical. So
exactly, yes. Yes, exactly. It's a great musical, and it's a good movie, too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so you played Summer in the first season of Trial and Error, and I loved that show. It always cracked me up, and even now my family and I still make references to it and just crack up.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
Did you ever have to do multiple takes of scenes because you would break character laughing?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a blooper reel that they showed at our rap party. There's one particular scene where John Lithgow he can't say a line because he's laughing so hard at Stephen Boyer, who plays Dwayne. His face while he was delivering a line was so funny. And, what's funny about comedy a lot of times is how serious it is and how serious you have to take it. And when someone's taking something so seriously and able to stay that serious, that's what makes it funny. And so we were trying to hold it together, but we could not. And the blooper reel is me just being like, okay, I got it. Let's do it again. Let's just do it again. And then I lose it. And I'm like, I can't do it because John Lithgow's face is so funny. He was one of my favorite people to work with, and we used to laugh all the time.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I've been trying to watch it again, but I'm really mad because it's only it's on Amazon Prime, but you have to buy it, and so I'm like, why can't you just make it free?
Yeah.
So you've guest starred in so many shows, including the Netflix show Soundtrack, The Mysteries of Laura, Quantico, and Gossip Girl. Have you had a favorite project or character you've played?
Yeah, I don't know that I've had a favorite. I loved being on Gossip Girl. That was my first television show, and people still watch that show and still call me, be like, I see you on Gossip Girl, as they're watching it now, especially during quarantine and everyone's just binge watching all their old favorite shows. So that one was really fun. That was the first time I got to be on TV and see what that see how that was. And so I think that would probably be my favorite just because of that. But I've enjoyed every show that I've been on.
Cool. So you were in the 2019 Netflix comedy Daybreak. What was the best part of playing Miss Crumble?
Oh my gosh, Miss Crumble she's amazing, and she was a total gift to me. I was so lucky to be able to play her. I just loved the freedom that I had, and I have to sort of shout out my producers and directors from that show too, who were game to have me go as far as I could. A lot of times, like a director will say, go far and, go bigger, and I'll tell you when you get too big. And they never did. The whole time I was like, I hope that this is okay. This is going to be on TV. There would be times I'd get a little insecure because I'd be like, I'm having so much fun here playing with my friends and trying new things. And this character who is really unprecedented, there isn't any sort of, standard for how she would act like a normal human, and so I got to sort of make up her reactions to things and how she's feeling, and also play Miss Crumble in the pre-apocalypse who had her own journey, and so all of that was just such a joy to discover all those things, and such a goal for an actor to be able to get a role that is sort of uncharted, and you can plot the course yourself, which is really exciting. And so I just kept playing, and then every once in a while would be like, oh God, did I go crazy? They're like, no, we love it. So the fact that she got the response that she did from a lot of people, sort of ended up being a fan favorite character, was a nice sort of, what I want to say, a reinforcement that what I was doing was paying off.
Oh, cool. So do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about?
Yes, actually, I was in the middle of one when everything shut down for a little bit, but I am actually playing Liza Minnelli, who was the star of the film Cabaret. So I haven't been in Cabaret, but I will be playing Liza Minnelli in
cool.
a new television show, a Ryan Murphy TV show for Netflix. So I get to sort of step into this amazing, iconic woman who I've admired as a performer for my whole life, and get to do some of her classic songs and all kinds of cool stuff. And I get to work with Ewan McGregor, who is also a big, idol of mine. So it's been cool.
Oh, cool. So if you could have any song playing to announce your entrance into a room, what song would it be?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. You know what I think it is? I've touted this before, and I think it is the theme song from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is one of my favorite theme songs. I think it's the best theme song that's ever been written for television, and it's so good. Unbreakable. Females are strong. It's so great. So that's what I want to be.
Oh, cool. So what is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, goodness. Inefficiency. I like things to run really smoothly, and I don't like if people sort of get in the way of me running things smoothly. I'm a little impatient, I guess I would say.
Do you have any secret talents?
Oh, gosh. I wish I had more secret talents. This is always something that I wish that I could do. I guess mostly because I just spent my whole life singing and acting. I haven't been able to develop special talents. But a special interest of mine is I love home decorating. I watch HGTV 24 hours a day, and my family are home restorers. And so I go into different homes and decorate them or fix them, renovate them with my family. So that's sort of my my second hobby, my second passion is home decor.
Oh, cool. What terrible movie do you secretly love?
Oh gosh, terrible movie though, because the movies that I love, I think are awesome.
This question is hard because you don't think they're terrible, but
yeah, I don't think they're terrible. Terrible movie I secretly love. I mean, it's not a terrible movie, but I grew up sort of secretly loving The Goonies, which is kind of a adventure movie for kids. And it's like my mom's favorite movie too, and she was always like trying to keep it a secret because it's like a kid movie, but we love it. It's not it wouldn't be a terrible movie, but it wouldn't be necessarily
not necessarily critically acclaimed.
Exactly. But
it's a good movie, but if you said it was your favorite, people might be like, what?
Right, people might go like, that's interesting. Yeah, but we love it.
It's a good one though.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies is it's listed as one of the worst movies ever, but I think it's one of the best movies ever. So,
what movie is it?
It's called Ishtar, and my mom would always tell us about it, and me and my sister. And then we watched it a couple years ago, and we were all just like crying from laughing.
That's the best.
Yeah. And then, like, they're in the movie, they're songwriters, and they write the worst songs, but they get stuck in your head. So after we watch the movie, we're always singing the songs for a couple weeks. We'll just like break out into song.
Yeah, if you remember it enough to sing it can't be that bad of a song.
Yeah. So do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
One thing that sticks with me a lot is advice I got from sort of a mentor of mine who said that other people's success is not your failure. And that's something that I remember a lot when I'm in my job. You know, it's a very competitive business, and it requires a lot of your energy and your heart. And so it gets really hard to not get a part or see somebody else getting things. And if you're up for something with a bunch of people and you don't get it and somebody does, it's easy to think like, oh, that's the end of it for me. There's nothing else for me. And just to know that you can support people in their success and it doesn't change your path. And so kind of that's just a sentence, a motto that I try to recalibrate myself to, bring myself back to all the time when things get tough.
Oh, cool. I like that. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Oh boy. Gosh, I mean, I think anybody that overcomes anything, you know, I went through my own cancer journey and got to meet a bunch of people who were, you know, I had my own struggles, but I was meeting other people whose struggles were even bigger than mine and were overcoming bigger things and maintaining positive attitudes. And I think anybody that can go through something that is difficult and keep a positive attitude, I think that's the definition of a superhero.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. I had so much fun talking to you.
You too. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Thank you. We know all the kids here at Children's Hospital Colorado also enjoyed it, and so we look forward to the continuing updates from Maya. She'll let us know what you're up to and where we can see you on the big screen and on the stage and all of that. So we'll look forward to that.
Great. Okay. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.